My name is Jymme Golden, and I'm 66. I just retired last June from 27 years of being a massage therapist. I'm an artist. I love being in the outdoors. I love walking and hiking and kayaking and birding. I found out when I was an adolescent that I had a heart murmur, and so I've been followed fairly closely all these many decades. On one of those regular echocardiograms that I was doing with my cardiologist, they called me in, and his words were, "Well, it's time to proceed." I was like, "Proceed? Wait a minute, you're talking about open heart surgery." So I was 45 at the time, and so that was a bit of a shocker for me. And I was one of the first, I believe it was one of the first 50 people to get a homograft that was made of human cadaver tissue. And at the time, everybody's hope was that's going to be like your own valve and it's going to last forever. And 20 years was a good run, but what happened was they get super calcified.
So Jymme came to us with an aortic valve leakage. She has had an aortic homograft 20 years ago, which had degenerated, so it wasn't working very well. If we had left it, her heart would have enlarged. Usually speaking, once it starts leaking, the heart enlarges, and we usually intervene within 3 to 6 months, which is very critical.
And I just thought, I don't know what's going to happen here, but I know I'm in the place I'm supposed to be. These people know what they're doing. I just need to relax.
And luckily, we have many options today. One of the options, of course, is traditional second open heart surgery. But the second option has emerged now for the last decade is what is called as a valve in a valve. And that's less invasive. Only thing is, we are still learning about that field. First is in which patients is appropriate, and more importantly, how long that combination can last.
I really recommend people get second or even third opinions because you'll be shocked by what different choices you're given. And if you're not given different choices, then that gives you really good information too.
This case is actually a perfect example. If, say, we had done a valve in a valve, which probably we could have, she would have presented to us for a more complicated open heart surgery at age of 72, 75, bit unpredictable. At that time, as we know, with time we only get older, unfortunately, we may have some other health issues. So at this time, we felt that if we do a second open heart surgery, the risk in that will be still low in my hands. Then she doesn't have to worry at age of 80 probably when this valve degenerates. She can then have a valve in valve.
There was something this time about it. It's like I just need to let go and trust that it's going to be okay. And I kind of treated it like it was a meditation retreat going in. I know that sounds insane, but the way that it was for me was to just be present with whatever's happening.
Everything has improved, so much so that we can literally look into the heart of the patient before we open the chest. And that gives us tremendous confidence in keeping the operation really compact.
The ICU nurses were commenting that even though I had the ventilator in, I just was smiling. So I think I was so relieved. This is the whole reason I did this, just so I could see you. How are you?
Good to see you. You're doing very well.
Oh my goodness.
Good to see you.
I think I am doing very well.
You look fitter than me now.
I don't know.
She's amazing. She looked fitter than me, better than me, in every possible way, and I think she walked even faster than me. So I think I need to get fitter than Jymme.
I've been able to go on 3-4 mile walks when it's not completely icy outside. Before surgery, I just didn't have energy to do anything. And so I wasn't doing any art for a long time. And so in this, starting about, 3 weeks ago, I started doing art again, which has made me happy.
Any open heart surgery in a patient is a big event, and we don't take it lightly. Our intensive care at Abbott Northwestern is just excellent.
And it's not just that I felt like I was technically well cared for, which I was, but, there was just some real loving kindness, coming from some of those, I'm going to make myself cry, coming from those team members that just really moved me. I've actually been working on writing a thank you to send to them. And it's just like, what words possibly convey thank you for my life, thank you for taking such good care of me. I hope to live a life that's worth the time and energy and effort that has gone into keeping me alive once again.